Good morning children, welcome back to our economics online class. We were discussing about the chapter balance of payment. What is balance of payment? It is a record of all the economic transaction of a country. And one of the important topic in this chapter is exchange rate system. So we have three types of exchange rate system. They are fixed exchange rate system, flexible exchange rate system, managed floating rate system. In the previous class, we have detailedly explained about fixed exchange rate system. What is fixed exchange rate system? The rate is fixed by the government or monetary authority of a country is known as fixed exchange rate system. So today we are going to understand about flexible exchange rate system and also managed floating rate system. First, we are moving to understand flexible exchange rate system. What is flexible exchange rate system? Under this system, the rate of exchange of currency is determined by demand and supply of foreign exchange in foreign exchange market. That means rate is determined by demand of foreign exchange and supply of foreign exchange. This system is also known as market determined rate of exchange. Every international transactions are involved payment and receipt of foreign exchange. Payment in foreign exchange result in demand for foreign exchange. For example, if there is import, we have to pay in foreign currency. So demand for that currency increases. Then receipts in foreign exchange result in supply of foreign exchange. For example, if we export goods from our country, we will get foreign currency. So demand and supply of foreign exchange interact to determine the rate of exchange. Then what are the factors that affect demand for foreign exchange? First one, import of goods and services. For example, when India imports goods and services from rest of the world, it has to make the payment in terms of foreign currency. Thus, import will create a demand for foreign currency in India's foreign exchange market. Second one, Indian tourists going abroad. So, they need to have foreign exchange with them to meet their expenditure abroad. So, demand will increase. Then the third one, remittance by foreigners working in India. These foreign workers earn their income in India. To send this money back to their family, they would demand foreign exchange. Then the fourth one, remittance by multinational and FII. What is FII? Foreign institutional investments. Whenever multinationals or foreign institutional investors earn any profit or dividends or gain from stock exchange, they send it back to their parent company or home economy, giving rise to demand for foreign exchange. Then the fifth one, repayment of interest and loan. As and when we have to pay interest and repay the loan to foreign lenders, we would require foreign exchange. Then the last one, extension of loans to foreigners. If India seeks to extend assistance to other country, India will demand foreign exchange. These are the factors affecting foreign exchange. As we told earlier, we treated foreign exchange as a good. Like demand for goods, demand for foreign exchange also has an inverse relationship between its price. That means the price of a foreign exchange is higher, the demand for that currency would decrease. Suppose the price of dollar goes up, all imported goods will become costly for us in terms of rupees. We will demand less of these goods. So India's demand for dollar may fall. So it can be explained with the help of a diagram. You can see a diagram in the screen. Here, x-axis represent quantity of foreign exchange and y-axis represent price of foreign exchange. At a higher price, that is if the price is increased from P to P2, what is the demand? Demand is decreased from OQ to OQ2. Okay. So the demand, when the price increases, demand for foreign exchange decreases. And also if there is any decrease in the price of foreign exchange, it will increase the demand for foreign exchange. In this diagram, if the price is decreased from OP to OP1, the demand is increased from OQ to OQ1. Okay. There is an inverse relation between demand and price of foreign exchange. That's why the curve is a downward sloping curve. So demand curve of a foreign exchange is downward sloping curve. Then what about the supply of foreign exchange? There are some factors that affect supply of foreign exchange. They are, first one, export of goods and services. Whenever the foreigners purchase our goods and services, we are paid in foreign exchange, thereby increasing the supply of foreign exchange in India's foreign exchange market. Second one, foreign tourists in India. So they are supposed to get their home currency converted into Indian currency to transact in India, which enhances the supply of foreign exchange in our country. Third one, remittance by Indian working abroad. Indian workers who are working abroad send back their savings to their family in India, leading to an increase in the supply of foreign exchange in India's foreign exchange market. Then foreign direct investment by MNCs. The investment by MNCs results in flow of foreign exchange to India. This is one of the main reasons behind Making India, which says sell whenever is the word but produce in India and to produce. And MNCs have to bring foreign exchange to our country. Then similarly, the purchase of stocks by foreign institutional investors at the Indian Stock Exchange results in flow of foreign exchange into the Indian stock market. Then the fifth one, deposits by non-resident Indians. It is also a prime factor responsible for the foreign exchange flows in the Indian foreign exchange market. Then what are the relationship between supply of foreign exchange and its price? So the relationship between supply of foreign exchange and its price is a positive. That means there is a direct relationship between price of foreign exchange and supply of foreign exchange. That means if price of foreign exchange increases, the supply of foreign exchange also increase. So there is a direct relationship between price and supply of foreign exchange. We can understand this relationship with the help of a diagram. In this diagram, x-axis represents supply of foreign exchange and y-axis represents rate of foreign exchange or price of foreign exchange. A rise in price of foreign exchange from OR to OR2 results in more quantity of foreign exchange being supplied from OQ1 to OQ2. Similarly, if the price of foreign exchange falls, the supply of foreign exchange also falls. That is the relationship between foreign exchange price and supply. So, supply curve of foreign exchange slopes upward due to positive relationship between supply for foreign exchange and foreign exchange rate. Okay, this is the supply of foreign exchange rate. Okay. Then equilibrium rate of exchange is established at the price where the quantity demand of foreign exchange and quantity supplied of foreign exchange are equal to each other. So the demand and supply curve intersect at point E. This is the equilibrium point of foreign exchange. Then at higher the price, there will be an excess supply of foreign exchange in the market. If price increased from R to R1, there is a increased supply. There is a excess supply in the foreign exchange market. So, demand for foreign exchange falls short of supply of foreign exchange. This will push down the price of foreign exchange from R1 to R. Then similarly, at the lower price, that is here, it is R2. It is a lower price than the equilibrium price. There is excess demand. So supply of foreign exchange falls short of demand of foreign exchange. This will pull up the price of foreign exchange to again R. Okay. So the equilibrium point is E. So how the equilibrium point of foreign exchange or equilibrium price of foreign exchange determined? The point at which demand curve and supply curve of foreign exchange intersect each other. That point is known as the equilibrium exchange rate. Then the merits of flexible exchange rate system. What are the merits of flexible exchange rate system? First one, there is no need to hold gold reserves. Then it eliminates the problem of undervaluation or overvaluation of currency. And it promotes capital in the form of foreign exchange. And it enhances efficiency in resource allocation. Then what are the demerits of flexible exchange rate system? Flexible exchange rate system makes instability in the market. So the international trade and investment is discouraged due to uncertainty. And it encourages speculation. What do you mean by speculation? That is buying or selling of foreign exchange due to the expectation of change in price of foreign exchange in future. So that is the speculation, expectation about the price of foreign exchange in future. That is known as speculation. So these are the demerits of flexible exchange rate system. Next system is managed floating rate system. It is the combination of flexible and fixed exchange rate system. But here what happens is that exchange rate is determined by the forces of demand and supply, and if there is excessive fluctuation, it will checked by central bank. So under this system, flexible exchange rate system prevails within a given range of value of exchange, and central bank or government are not allowed to cross this limit, whether it is upper limit or lower limit. And that means, in simple words, a managed floating exchange rate is a system where currencies fluctuate daily, but the regulatory authorities including government and RBI may step in to control and stabilize the value of currency. So this is also known as dirty floating, because country can manipulate the exchange rate by not following rules and regulations. Then for this purpose, central bank will maintain sufficient amount of foreign exchange. Okay. So there is important terms related to flexible exchange rate system. They are appreciation and depreciation of a currency. So what is appreciation of a currency? Appreciation of currency means increasing the value of currency in terms of other international currencies based on demand and supply, and depreciation of currency means reduction in the value of currency in terms of other international currencies based on demand and supply. So we have already discussed about devaluation and revaluation of currencies. So the make changes in the exchange rate by the government is known as devaluation and revaluation of currency. But appreciation and depreciation is automatically happen. That is, demand and supply. So if there is any change occurring due to demand and supply in foreign exchange market is known as appreciation and depreciation. If the value of home currency is decreasing due to demand and supply is known as depreciation of currency. And if the value of home currency increases due to the demand and supply, it is known as appreciation of currency. Okay. So that was today's section. With this session, our balance of payment chapter gets finished. So in this chapter, we have discussed about what is balance of payment and what is foreign exchange, then foreign exchange rate, foreign exchange market, and also foreign exchange rate system. There are three types of foreign exchange rate system: fixed exchange rate system, flexible exchange rate system, and managed floating rate system. Then what about foreign exchange? Foreign exchange is the other currency other than home currency termed as foreign exchange. Then the rate at which one currency is converted into another currency is known as foreign exchange rate. Then the market for foreign exchange or foreign currency is known as foreign exchange market. Okay students, I hope you understood all this. So children, watch the URL attached with this video, attend the test paper and download your notes and study it well. See you in the next class with a new chapter. Until then, bye.